Hello everyone. My name is Melinda Stanley, and the innovative educational technology tool that I would like to highlight for you is called a StoryMap. StoryMaps are a way of connecting a narrative to geography. The software that I use was developed at Northwestern University. It's free to use. It only requires me to log in with a Google account. And once the maps are created and published, I can easily embed them into my LMS. The applications of StoryMaps are really endless. Classically, you would think about those being used in a history class. A professor could talk about a war and show the progression of battles, attach dates, attach videos, attach images for their students. We're in a health education field, and I teach healthcare management. I find lots of ways to use it. First, I highlighted for my students once the case of a measles outbreak in Indiana, which is where I'm located. A girl had gone to Romania, where they have classically lower rates of vaccinations, of immunizations for the population. Anyway, she contracted measles, brought it back to the United States, brought it back to Indiana, and she wasn't vaccinated. She got home from this mission trip and went to a church picnic. 33 people came down with the disease, including a respiratory therapist at the hospital who had only received one booster of the vaccination. This occurred in 2005, and it was the largest outbreak of measles in the United States since 1996. But what I could do with the map is I could show, I could put a point in Romania, put a point in Indiana, and then it affected 3 counties around where she lived. So I could link all of that for my students. Another thing that I can use the tool for, excuse me, I have a little bit of cold. The other thing I can use the tool for is to show the organizational structure of a healthcare system and how it impacts patients, their access to care. You've got people who live in rural pockets of the state, yet most of our healthcare is centered in Indianapolis. And so if there's an emergency, how quickly could they get from Wabash, Indiana, down to Indianapolis? And that it would be easily tied to a story map. You could also show supply chain. This part was developed here, this artificial limb was developed here, and it has to be shipped across the country. This is the amount of time it takes, or even organ donations. A person is hurt here, a person's killed here, donates their organs, and someone in Indiana receives them. What is the chain that organ must go through? What I have used it for also, and I'm going to demonstrate this for you, is I created a case study for my students. It's a mock case, but I talked about the progression of the Marburg virus, and I made it more virulent than it is, and it was our way of studying the healthcare systems around the world. So if it hits a poorer country with less structure, how's it going to impact that country? And I had a lot of fun developing this fake news for my students, and they actually helped me put it together. As I progress also, I'm going to show you how easily these story maps are created. I teach a course called Global Systems of Healthcare Delivery, in which I teach the students about systems of healthcare delivery across the globe and send the message to them that diseases know no borders. So what happens in another country has the potential to affect the health outcomes in our country, particularly if the responses are not effective elsewhere. In this course, I give them an imaginary case of Marburg, which is a hemorrhagic fever. It's a cousin to Ebola, and I tell them that it mutates and becomes more virulent, and we look at how the different systems in the World Healthcare Organization respond. So here's the story map embedded in a Canvas course, and this is what the students see. They need only click this, and they can navigate the map. And you'll notice that I have provided images, and I've provided text to narrate the story to them. So rather than sit there and write a 4-page case, they get the little snippets and they get a clearer picture of it. So again, I'm progressing the story through the story map. And then I stop in Indiana and I say, here we go, now proceed to your assignment. Now that I've shown you how StoryMap functions in a course, I'd like to show you how to develop one. I'm on Northwestern University's site, and I will provide you with that link. I've already logged in via Google. So all you do is click Make a Story Map. Here are the story maps I have developed for various courses, including the Global Systems course. And here's the one I demonstrated for you. The story map is really nothing more than a PowerPoint. I can structure my tour by the order of the slides. So the very first slide you saw in that demonstration was one where I talked about the virus mutating. This is what it looks like. I find a point on the map, the story map lets me do that, and I drop a marker. Here I can upload an image. I can also upload YouTube videos, and here I add my text. I can change the style of the marker also, the thing that you see with the little mountain on it, the red right here. That can be changed, but for the purposes of this course, this was fine. And I can also change the look and the feel of the map. Now, I wanted students to see the country name, but there's a way to make this look more artistic than how you see it. Then, again, I just put the slides in order, how I want them to be. When you use videos here in the media, you have to be sure that they have closed captioned, and if I am ever in a position where I have a video that does not have closed caption, I upload a transcript into my course on the Canvas's on the LMS page, so they can download a file. Once you've completed your story map, you can go up here and click Publish Changes. You can preview, and you can go here and grab a share code. So all I need to do is copy this and then close. I am now in our course and want to show you how to embed the story map. It's very easy to do. So this is the reply to our actual innovative technology demonstration forum. You just go up here where it says HTML editor, and then you just copy that iframe into there. I can go back to rich content editor, and then I'll see my story map. Now, I'm not going to post this reply because it will appear to all of you, but that's how easily this is developed for students. Thank you for watching my presentation.